What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Give me one moment and we'll get started here. We just popped this thing in a gimbal so it's not too tough for you guys to see me with all the moving around. It'll make it a lot smoother. What's going on, Chris, Paul? Good to see you guys. You guys are going to love this. What's going on, Road Dog? Oh, great. I should have done this first, but I didn't know I was going to have to. So give me 1 second. Popping this thing out. Kind of in depth on my last stream. I did a Q&A, but I've analyzed it a lot more in depth since the Q&A that we did. And I want to explain things to you guys. Can you guys hear me okay with this microphone? Let me know. Give me 1 second. Give me a thumbs up. Give me some indication that you guys can hear me all right. I need to know before I get started. Gimbal. One second, this thing might swerve around a little bit. The gimbal is working. Hold on, let me fix it here on my position. That's awesome. I love this thing. All right, folks, here's what's going on. Let's get down to it. I'm at the gas station right now. I'm just leaving the Kroger. See my hat? See where I'm going? You guys see me all right? Upside down every which way. What's going on, brother? All right, AMC has basically given Goldman Sachs the thumbs up to short and then pump AMC stock. Now, I was looking into this more in depth, and I decided to run it through ChatGPT and Grok, and I found some information that I liked and some information that didn't make sense. So I ran it through Claude Sonnet, which is, in my opinion, one of the absolute best artificial intelligence that's available to retail, that's available to non-institutions. And Claude Sonnet is a paid artificial intelligence. It's not a free one. And it's absolutely phenomenal at analyzing documents. I want to make sure you guys can hear me here after I got a couple of calls here. I got Google calling me for basically some business related stuff. You guys know how that is with Google AdWords and all that stuff. Julie Moonrise, sorry about that. I got this, I was playing around with the gimbal, but I got it all set up. So let me know if you guys can still hear me, because I've got no indication that I'm still live. The Don, I see you say LFG. Let's fucking go, man. Let me know if you can still hear me. You can still see me. Thank you, Steve. Here's what's going on. Long story short, AMC has given Goldman Sachs the green light. And that green light is for them to first short the stock and then go net long the stock. And Goldman is incentivized to sell AMC stock for the absolute most amount of money possible. What people are calling dilution is got to be one of the smartest moves I've seen by a company in a long time, because it is a form of dilution, but it's not in the same way that people are thinking it is. And Goldman Sachs has an ability to hedge themselves by first going short and then going net long AMC stock. And the more money that AMC stock sells for, more money that Goldman sells the AMC stock for, the 50 million shares, the more money that Goldman and AMC are both going to make. Now, after running this documentation through ChatGPT, Grok, and also Claude Sonnet, which Claude is one of the absolute best, in my opinion, artificial intelligence available to the general public. It is a paid AI as well as reviewing it in full depth, seeing what everyone else has to say about it. I can see why there's a lot of people out there shilling, claiming that AMC is selling the shares to Goldman Sachs. In a way, that's correct, but that's only half the story. They're giving Goldman Sachs the ability to sell AMC stock short and then buy shares on the open market and increase AMC stock. And the more that AMC sells for, the more AMC is going to make, the more Goldman is going to make. They are both incentivized for AMC stock to be bought and sold at higher and higher levels. There is a floor here that AMC has achieved. Marilyn, Mom, I see what you're saying, but that doesn't have, that's not going to do AMC any good. That's not going to make them any money. That's not going to do them any benefit whatsoever. What is going to make them money is the floor. AMC is going to make a minimum of $200 million on this deal. Now, that's what the documentation says. It says that they have a floor of around $4 a share, for example. It might be $4, it might be $4.50, somewhere in that range. And there's also higher limitations on it. And for every dollar, for example, if that floor is $4 a share, and AMC receives $200 million minimum up front, which is what's happening. They're basically receiving cash up front. And then if Goldman sells the shares for more in the future, AMC is going to receive more money. So say they were to sell it. Also, props to Stock Retail. I saw him in his video, I think yesterday, also talking about this, and he's right on point. And this is what made me run it through AI, because I saw the good news and the bad news coming from every which way, and I had to get down to the bottom of it. Niag, the Eldritch gentleman, that's exactly what I'm thinking. He says, it looks like we have a dip to take advantage of. Now, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. And of course, for every dollar, basically, over $4 that AMC stock sells for by Goldman, there's the potential for AMC to make about 50 million more. So currently, let's say they received 200 million from Goldman at $4 a share with a floor. If they were to sell all those shares for an average of $5 a share after the 50 million shares were bought on the open market, then AMC would receive an extra $50 million. If they were to have an average of $6 a share, then AMC would receive another $50 million on top of that. So the initial $200 million that AMC got, and an additional $100 million on top of that. So if they sold for an average of $7 a share, AMC would receive the initial $200 million plus $150 million more. It sold for $8 a share. They receive the initial $200 million plus an additional $200 million for those shares. Excuse me, I misspoke a moment ago. Marilyn asks, what's in it for Goldman Sachs? Goldman Sachs is going to make money on both ends. They're going to make money shorting the stock and watching AMC price go down. And then they're going to go long, and they're going to make more money going net long. And what AMC and the board of directors did here is they incentivized AMC stock to go higher in price. So, like most banks, most hedge funds, Goldman's going to make money on both ends, on the way down and on the way up. Goldman Sachs is going to short the stock. That's part of the forward agreement. It's looking forward, and they have the ability to hedge. Goldman's going to short the stock, buy back the shares at a lower price, and they're going to be going net long, increasing the stock price. They're going to make money by shorting it, by buying it at a lower price, and then going net long for a significant period of time, and then selling the shares at a higher price as well. Jason, that is unequivocally false. That is a false statement, my friend. So, long story short, what Adam Aron and the board of directors did with AMC stock in their deal with Goldman Sachs is nothing short of genius. They're basically betting that the stock price is going to go up in the long run, and they're going to be propping up the price of AMC stock because they're going to be basically selling short, buying back the stock, and then going net long 50 million plus shares. Arv says how Goldman Sachs going long will cause a squeeze. I'm not saying them going long will cause a squeeze because I don't speak in absolutes in that sense. I will say that the MOAS is imminent. And for those people that don't understand the meaning of the word imminent, that means that it is coming soon. The word soon is relative to each person, though. Some people, when they say soon, they might be today. Other people, when they say soon, they might mean this month, this year. When I say soon, I mean in the grand scheme of things. Imminent to me means maybe sometime this year, maybe sometime next year, maybe even the year after that. But it's still imminent. And in in the scheme of a lifetime or a longer term, that's very imminent. Ernest asks, I have a question. Can you please give us a straight answer? Do you believe he's going to do another dilution or a reverse stock split? AMC has no more shares with which to do a dilution. After this 50 million share offering with Goldman Sachs, which was positioned in an absolutely phenomenal way, there's nowhere else for them to issue more shares from. There's about 1 million shares left that we authorized for AMC to sell. And remember, we the people, AMC stockholders, shareholders, including myself, holder of 5X shares of significant six figures worth of AMC stock and contracts, voted overwhelmingly, over 80% voted yes to allow AMC to do this because it increases the longevity of the company, it kills the short thesis, and it makes sure that our investment doesn't go to zero. Instead, it does quite the opposite. Even though I have to hold for a longer period of time than some people might like, it also gives the company a significantly greater position. Now, do me a favor. If you learned something here, give this stream a thumbs up and maybe even share it with a fellow AMC or stock market investor. So long story short, if you weren't paying attention or if you're just joining right now, the TLDR is this. Goldman Sachs, in this agreement, is going to sell AMC stock short and then buy back 50 million shares on the open market at a lower price so that they can make money on the short. And then also they're going to be going net long, hedging that short position. So one way or another, Goldman's going to make money. And one way or another, AMC is going to make money. And the higher that AMC stock goes, the more money Goldman's going to make in the long run. The higher that AMC stock goes, the more money that AMC company is going to make in the long run. Tom Richter says AMC is a pipe dream. Feel free to see your way out, my friend. There are no pipe dreams. There's just reality. And the reality is that multiple people in January 2021, including myself, saw AMC stock increase by almost 2,000% from $2 a share to $20 a share. That's a fact. And the only reason it stopped is because the market makers, clearinghouses, prime brokerages, and broker dealers colluded in order to stop the stock from being purchased by other retail shareholders. January 28th, 2021, happened to GameStop, AMC, Costs, and a dozen other securities by many, all of the top brokerages, with the exception of Fidelity, stopped allowing retail investors to buy AMC stock. So Robinhood, IBKR, Webull, E-Trade, you name it, did not allow retail to buy. They only allowed retail to sell, but they did allow institutions to keep buying. Now, with that being said, there is a 6-month time frame in this contract with Goldman Sachs. So basically, Goldman has about 6 months to short the stock and then buy these 50 million shares on the open market. And it has to be done on the open market as well. And what we saw in January of 2021, AMC issued a sale of 50 million shares on January 25th. And what happened on January 26th? The price went higher. 27th, the price went higher. 28th, the price went even higher. And AMC was up about 2,000% before all of those companies that I mentioned colluded to stop retail from buying more. Now, the price would have kept going higher, and we saw that that didn't happen. It started going lower. And then what did AMC do? Well, a few months later, they issued another offering and sold, I think, 50 million more shares. And what happened in May? AMC started going from $8.01 a share all the way up to $78 in intraday trading. On June 2nd, 2021, and that was also attributed to a significant number of factors, including various executive orders from Donald Trump and short positions from poorly hedged hedge funds and market makers and family offices, and the share issuance of 50 million more shares by AMC stock. Ernest Green, I'm very sorry to hear that, my friend. My condolences. But you stay strong, my friend. I wish you the best and your family the best. And I have a feeling everything is going to work out just fine for all of you. God bless, my friend. I will say a prayer for you tonight, Ernest Green. You should look into a few of the things that some people have been posting on X in regards to, a brief side note, in regards to various unexpected and unknown cures in that regard, such as fenbendazole and others of the sort. Look them up on X and the way that they are used to treat cancer. Anyways, Millie, yes, there is a 6-month time frame. You know, my friend Javi the Great here. I don't want to dox anybody or say any personal information, but Javi the Great has come on this channel before, and he in fact did have. He said it himself, you know, and he gave us his story. Javi the Great here was dealing with a cancerous situation as well, and by the grace of God, he is still here with us today, and he has beat it. And I'm extremely happy to see that, and proud of him and his hard work and his struggle. I can only imagine how hard that was. But as Maryland mom says here, treatments have come a long way. Javi the Great, with stage 4 terminal cancer, is still here, doing strong, alive and well. God bless you, my friend. I wish you both many more years and decades. Now, in regards to AMC stock, there is a 6-month time frame on this. Now, I'm not providing financial advice, and I'm not telling anybody to go long or go short or do anything. If you want to buy, buy. If you want to sell, sell. If you want to hold, then do that. The reality of the matter is that there is a significant incentive for both Goldman and AMC for the stock price to go up. And AMC stock is now being propped up, if you will, once Goldman finishes their round of shorting. Because in these this hedging and forward contract agreements, Goldman is allowed to sell short and then buy back on the open market 50 million shares. So there is a floor, and there is also a significant potential for much higher stock prices there. So I'll leave it at that. I don't want to get too complicated in this. We can talk about this more in the future. This was just a quick update. As you guys can see, I'm out and about right now, and I wanted to drop this information for people that were curious as to people that wanted more information. So cheers, my friends. Native, Beast Mode, Everlong, Watchman, Ernest, Maryland, everybody. Wish you peace and wealth. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow on another live stream, and we'll discuss this and other things even more. Cheers.